Hi, this is Barbra with Fanbase Press. I'm here at San Diego Comic-Con 2016, and I'm here with Matt Kolowski and Tia Vasiliou of ComiXology. Thank you both so much for chatting with me today. Absolutely. And the reason that we are chatting is because you are both involved with the ComiXologist podcast. For those of our viewers who may not be familiar, Matt, would you mind telling us a little bit about the show?
Sure. Yeah, we do a weekly show. We're a digital comic company, so we try our best to help pitch listeners on what to read, because it's very difficult to dig into comics and find something that you might like. So we try to do that every week, and we'll pick a book and we'll pitch to each other, whether it be Tia or Kara, and we do the opposite where Kara or Tia will pitch to me why they read that book and why I might like it.
Excellent. And Tia, congratulations first to both of you, because you just hit 500 episodes, which is really, really phenomenal. So I'm sure that having done that many episodes, you start to see trends in comic books. Do you find that in storytelling or just in the comics themselves, you see something trending along those lines?
I actually think what's really great about comics right now is, if this could be a trend, is how diverse they are. There's really something for everyone right now, and so my favorite trend is just how many different voices are contributing to comics, and that's really drawing in a much wider audience, which is great.
Absolutely. And Matt, anything additionally that you want to add on that?
I mean, I can't top that answer, honestly, so I'm not even going to bother.
Well, another great diversity thing that's popping up is from ComiXology. They've done the ComiXology Unlimited subscription. Can you talk a little bit about what that is and what that offers to viewers?
Yeah, and what I mentioned earlier, it can be very difficult and daunting to get into comic books, so we made this program where you sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's $5.99 a month after that. Where you have access to thousands of books. Just right off the bat, it's like Kindle Unlimited. So you read a book, you check it out, you get another book, whatever you want. And we worked really hard to curate lists on, if you like sci-fi, check out these books. If you like action, if you like drama, whatever you prefer, we have a list for you to check out that are kind of like our staff picks to help you discover your next favorite comic book.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And what is the best way if our viewers want to subscribe to the podcast or listen to episodes? Are there a method or methods that are best to do so?
I'm actually going to put that question over to Matt, because he tends to be the tech guy of the podcast. Yeah.
You can. Yeah, there's a few ways. You can find us on iTunes, the ComiXologist. We have a secondary podcast show that Tia and I will be working really hard on this week, which is ComiXology Conversations, where we'll interview creators, or even just people that write about comics in the press, journalists themselves, which is what we're doing recently. And you can do that on iTunes, you can do that on Android, and also we're on SoundCloud, or just follow us on Twitter or Tumblr, and you can get those episodes whenever they post.
And in addition to being podcasters discussing comics, you're also creators involved in the process. Tia, you are an editor involved in the guided view process. Do you want to speak about your work in that process?
Sure. So basically, guided view is a cinematic way to read the comics on our platform. It moves through the story panel by panel. And basically what I do is I read the comic, I understand the story beats and how they're put together so that I can best kind of break them down to their parts. And it's a really neat way. There are certain comics I think that are fun to read in guided view because you don't have any spoilers, or the transitions can be really fun to see. Yeah. So I don't like to call myself a creator so much as maybe I curate the storyline, or I want to make sure that the work that the creators have done looks amazing on our platform and also retains what they put into the book.
Absolutely. That is very admirable of you. Well, we are once again at San Diego Comic-Con. You've got a lot going on in addition to being here at the ComiXology booth. Matt, you've done a lot of panels already. Can you tell us about the few that you've done and maybe any that you have coming up?
Sure. We just did our ComiXologist traveling podcast party at the library, which was a lot of fun. We had Hope Nicholson and Kieran Gillen, which the theme was to kind of look back on your lives and think of what comics made you think of certain moments, or what comics inspire you, things like that. And upcoming, we have an AMA panel, Ask Me Anything, with David, our CEO, is going to be on. So we open the floor. People can ask whatever they want about ComiXology. We can help make recommendations of comics. And we have a CU panel upcoming. We have a desert island panel, like what would you read, what would you want to keep with you on a desert island? We have a lot of panels coming up, yeah.
Excellent. Any, for the last question, anything that you individually are looking forward to here at Comic-Con?
I'm really excited about the signings that we have at the booth. I love the trading cards. I love the banners. It's just really exciting to see the way that ComiXology can kind of show everybody how much is out there and really reach a broad audience.
Absolutely. Matt, what about you?
I think honestly, we do one panel where we do recommendations. I think we'll be doing that on the CU panel.
Okay.
It's a great opportunity to kind of have a helping human hand when people come up to the mic and say, I like watching Mr. Robot, or I like reading these novels. What would work for me in comic books? And we're able to do that and literally hand them a title, and it really helps out.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both for being here and chatting with me today. I really appreciate it. And for our viewers out there, we definitely recommend you check out ComiXology, the ComiXology Unlimited subscription, and of course, the ComiXologist podcast. Where would we be without that podcast? And once again, this is Barbara on behalf of Fanbase Press. You can find more interviews like this one and more San Diego Comic-Con coverage at fanbasepress.com.